Do you mind if I sit back a little bit? Because your breath is very bad. It really is. Has this ever been told to you before?
No.
I have a very great relationship with God, and I have great relationship with God.
You have to be hit by a truck and die slowly, very, very slow.
If Ivanka weren't my daughter, perhaps I'd be dating her. You know?
Stop it! Oh, it's so weird.
See that? Where I could stand in the middle of Fifth Avenue and shoot somebody, and I wouldn't lose any voters, okay? It's like incredible. Should I do it just for fun? Huh? Should I do it? You know, I'm the one that has standing. Any of the candidates has standing. It's so nasty, though. Oh, I'm so good at that stuff. It's so nasty. We don't have to be politically correct. Do I have to be politically correct? You know, this is a wealthy room. There are a lot of wealthy people in this room. I know that. I got a little briefing from Chuck. You know Chuck, right? And Sam. We know Sam. And he said, a lot of wealth in this room, right? A lot of wealth. So that's good. If I had a fight with him right now, he'd be out of there in seconds. He'd be out of there in seconds. Terrible picture. You know what happened? Simon & Schuster, who's like the Harvard of book companies, they wanted to do this book so badly. And they sent this fantastic photographer. He took the best pictures of me I've ever had in my life. I said, am I really that handsome? I was smiling. I looked happy. I looked great. But the book, the subject matter isn't so great because, you know, we don't have exactly like we're beating Japan. We're beating India. We're beating anybody. We're not beating anybody. We don't win. We never win. I would bomb the shit out of them. I would just bomb those suckers. And that's right. I'd blow up the pipes. I'd blow up the refinery. I'd blow up every single inch. There would be nothing left. And you know what? You'll get Exxon to come in there in 2 months. You ever see these guys, how good they are, the great oil companies? They'll rebuild that sucker brand new. It'll be beautiful. And I'd ring it, and I'd take the oil. And I said, I'll take the oil. What's going on with him? You know what look at my African-American over here. Look at him. Are you the greatest? Do you know what I'm talking about? But no padlocks in the face to friends. Then here's the beauty of all. He took a knife and he went after a friend and he lunged that knife into the stomach of his friends. But lo and behold, it hit the belt. It hit the belt. And the knife broke. Give me a break. Give me a break. Give me a break. The knife broke. Let me tell you, I'm pretty good at this stuff. So, I have a belt. Somebody hits me with a belt. It's going in because the belt moves this way. It moves this way. It moves that way. He hit the belt buckle. Anybody have a knife? You want to try it on me? Believe me, it ain't going to work. You're going to be successful. But he took the knife, he went like this. And he plunged it into the belt. And amazingly, the belt stayed totally flat. And the knife broke. How stupid are the people of Iowa?
You know, some people have asked us, when will you release information on Donald Trump? And of course, we're very interested in all countries to reveal the truth about different candidates so people can understand. But it's really hard for us to release anything worse than what comes out of Donald Trump's mouth every second day. I mean, it's part of his charismatic appeal that he speaks off the cuff, but, you know, that's difficult for Donald Trump to overcome a lot of those things, even with a lot of great material coming out by WikiLeaks or other publications.
Right, and you...
Total bullshit, okay? Bullshit. And who knows it better than me? Who knows the system? Who knows the tax codes better than me? Somebody said, well, did you pay a lot of tax? Very little. The reporter said to me, little. I've never heard that from a candidate. Remember Romney when he said, no, I paid. And I pay. He was trying to build it up. Oh, yeah, I paid. I think I pay as little as possible. It's an expense, right? That's the American way. I mean, do you want stupid people? Yes, I pay. I mean, Romney was fighting so hard that he pays a lot. I mean, I pay as little as possible. I use every single thing in the book, and I have great people. And, you know, my things have been certified and ratified and go through, my numbers are so big I had to go through Congress to have it. Can you believe it? I have to go through Congress. But, you know, but I pay as little as possible.
As a line of clothing. Now, where were these made?
These were made, I don't know where they were made, but they were made someplace. But they're great. It's ties, shirts, cufflinks, everything sold at Macy's, and they're doing great. #1 selling tie anywhere in the world.
#1 selling tie anywhere in the world.
That shirt,
you wouldn't wear that shirt?
We also have them in white and beautiful white.
Where are the shirts made? Bangladesh.
Well, it's good.
Okay.
We employ people in Bangladesh.
Ties? Where are the ties
they
made?
Have to work
These are
too.
beautiful ties.
They are great ties.
The ties are made in where? China? Ties are made in China.
I don't really want to answer it. And the next day, these idiots over here say, Trump doesn't know the answer. And then, of course, we have crooked Hillary. Crooked Hillary, folks. She's been crooked from the beginning, and to think that she has a shot at being our president, crooked Hillary Clinton. We can't let it happen. You can't let it happen.
Donald Trump has written checks to Hillary Clinton not once, not twice, not 3 times, 10 times. And 4 of those checks were not to her Senate campaign. It wasn't that she was the New York senator and it was a cost of doing business. It was to her presidential campaign. Donald Trump in 2008 wrote 4 checks to elect Hillary Clinton as president. Okay. So I'd like to ask Donald, why did you write checks to Hillary Clinton to be president in 2008? It wasn't for business. And how can you stand on a debate stage now with her and say you don't think she should be president?
Actually, it was for business. It was for business. I pride myself, including outside of the United States. I'm doing almost 120 deals outside of which I hope to be able to stop very soon and let my children handle it. But we're doing many, many deals outside of the United States. I support politicians. 2008, I supported Hillary Clinton. I supported many other people, by the way, and that was because of the fact that I'm in business. I did support very heavily Ronald Reagan. I also supported George Bush, by the way.
The Great Recession was caused by too much regulation. You know?
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Maybe there's more to come. Pay for play. Pay for. You're not allowed to do it. It's illegal. It's illegal. And I would imagine other things are going to be coming down the pike. So let's see what happens.
Yes, we came, we saw, he died. Did it have anything to do with your visit? No, I'm sure it did.
One of the strangest celebrations for Trump's big day didn't even take place in America. In India, and this is real, an anti-Muslim nationalist group threw a party in Donald Trump's honor. They made him a cake, they prayed over it, and then they fed it to a Donald Trump poster. People, you're literally feeding the troll. Now, this group called Hindu Sena could not be more excited for Trump's birthday, and more importantly, the possibility of his presidency.
When Donald Trump becomes the king of the United States, then we will not be scared to speak our minds. Then he will stop us from having to kill Islamic terrorists too.
Wow, okay. The king of the United States? This is such a strange story. These people cannot wait for Donald Trump to become president because then they think he will kill Islamic terrorists for them and then they won't have to do it themselves. That is so insane. I never thought I'd see the day when Indians would be outsourcing their jobs to Americans.
Mr. Trump, your campaign, as you well remember, began with the idea of building a wall along the southern border. It's about 315 miles southwest of where we are right now. You've said the Mexican government will pay for it.
Correct.
The spokesman for the current president of Mexico says that will never happen. The last 2 presidents of Mexico say that will never happen. In fact, the former president of Mexico, Vicente Fox, he said today, and I'm quoting him, he said, "I'm not going to pay for that effing wall." So if you don't get an actual check from the Mexican government for $8 or $10 or $12 billion, whatever it will cost, How are you going to make them pay for the wall?
I will, and the wall just got 10 feet taller, believe me. It's got 10 feet taller. We're going to make them pay for that wall. Now, the wall is $10 billion to $12 billion if I do it. If these guys do it, it'll end up costing $200 billion.
Hillary Clinton has perfected the politics of personal profit and even theft. She ran the State Department like her own personal hedge fund, doing favors for oppressive regimes, and many others, and really many, many others, in exchange for cash. Pure and simple, folks. Pure and simple. Then when she left, she made $21.6 million giving speeches to Wall Street banks and other special interests, and in less than 2 years, secret speeches that she does not want to reveal under any circumstances to the public. I wonder why. Together, she and Bill made $153 million giving speeches to lobbyists, CEOs, and foreign governments in the years since 2001. They totally own her, and that will never, ever change, including if she ever became president. God help us. I'm very proud of myself. I did a lot of, these bankers are not the nicest people in the world. Just don't feel bad. Somebody said, well, you hurt the bank. I said, the bank is vicious. It's headed by one of the most vicious people on Wall Street. Who cares? And that's the way I feel. Hillary, think of Hillary. Every single thing that she touched turned to garbage.
The real con artist is Senator Marco Rubio, who was elected in Florida and who has the worst voting record in the United States Senate. He doesn't go to vote. He's absent. He doesn't go. Now, the people of Florida can't stand him. He couldn't get elected door catcher. The people of Florida, and by the way, I know he's going to spend $25 million on ads. Without that, he wouldn't have a chance. He's 20 points down. The people in Florida wouldn't elect him door catcher. He couldn't get any. He is right now 21 points down to me. And, again, there'll be a lot of advertising. It's the only thing that might save him, but I doubt it.
I'm coming to you next, but go ahead.
He scammed the people of Florida. He scammed. He doesn't vote. He doesn't show up in the U.S. Senate. He doesn't vote. He scammed the people.
Understood.
He defrauded the people of Florida.
With respect, you've made that point. Go ahead.
There's no, as you can see in his answer, it's always the same thing.
You defrauded the people
challenged on a point.
Little Marco.
He's defrauded people out of things, and not just by the way, on the issue of Trump University. He had another development in Mexico that he had nothing to do with except his name on the building. People put money into that building.
Licensing.
They lost their money. Yeah, and the licensing, but you told them you own the building. So they gave him his money. They lost their money time and again.
Stand by.
He has cheated people out of
I will come back to you. Senator Cruz wants to weigh in. You're coming back. Go ahead.
I have to say this. I was very greedy. Now I'm going to be greedy for the country. We have to take in money. Greedy for the country. Because we have very stupid people running our country. When you look at these deals, they're very stupid. I used to say they're very incompetent, but they're really beyond. I think stupid's a better word. I know a lot of tough guys, but they're stupid. We don't need tough, stupid people. Those are the worst, actually. The worst guys are the tough, stupid people and people. No, I need tough and mean and really, really smart. My theory. This is the Trump theory on war. But I'm good at war. I've had a lot of wars of my own. I'm really good at war. I love war in a certain way, but only when we win. We never win. By the way, when was the last time we won a war? We don't win anymore. Our wars are always politically correct. We don't want to win. We don't want to this.
Mr. Trump, one of the things people love about you is you speak your mind and you don't use a politician's filter. However, that is not without its downsides, in particular when it comes to women. You've called women you don't like fat pigs, dogs, slobs, and disgusting animals. Your Twitter account...
Only Rosie O'Donnell.
No, it wasn't.
Completely inappropriate, and I hope you apologize for that, Donald.
Well, I have to tell you, I hear phenomenal things. I hear your wife is a lovely woman.
She is.
I
She's
don't
fantastic.
know her, and this
She is
a total
absolutely the love of my life,
mischaracterization
and
of what
she's
I
right
said.
here. And why don't
Good.
you apologize
Good.
for her?
No, I won't
right
do that
now.
because I said nothing wrong, but I do hear
So
she's a
here's-
lovely woman.
So here,
And, you know, I didn't know there'd be 24 million people. I figured, but I knew it was going to be a big crowd because I get big crowds. I get ratings. They call me the ratings machine. So I have, you know, she gets out and she starts asking me all sorts of ridiculous questions. And, you know, you could see there was blood coming out of her eyes, blood coming out of her.
It's a pussy. That's terrible. 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 That's terrible. Now, what kind of people do I have here? Okay, what do I have?
the best news of the day was my mom finally told me that I was her favorite.
Oh, no, I didn't. You mean of all the children?
Yeah.
No.
Themselves undecided, I hope that I can persuade you to go tonight to caucus for me.
We've been here for over 2 hours. We haven't gotten paid for our time.
We got the $50.
You're get out here, man.
No, I'm serious. We've been here
Government security interests of this country to get back in the business of creating a more peaceful world. Please clap.
Bush was welcomed warmly, but not everyone was pleased to see him.
The sequester cuts, if they're continued, will create a dramatic reduction in GDP.
And I'm a Republican.
Take care. This is a real story here in New Hampshire. I can promise you the best way to show respect outside of rebuilding our military to
Get
men
out!
in uniform
Throw him out!
is to fix
Get him
that
out of
mess
here
as
now!
fast as I
Get him
can.
out!
That's it. Thank you. You're kicking me out the door. You're kicking me out the door.
Governor, thank you very much for joining us today. I believe your schedule has a hard stop.
One of the reasons Mr. Trump is a frontrunner, Republican voters say, is because they like the fact that he is not bought and paid for by wealthy donors. Mr. Trump has repeatedly said that the $100 million you've raised for your campaign makes you a puppet for your donors. Are you?
No, absolutely not. The one guy that had some special interest that I know of that tried to get me to change my views on something that was generous and gave me money was Donald Trump. He wanted casino gambling in Florida.
I didn't want
Yes, you did.
Totally false.
You wanted it, and you didn't get it
would've
because I
gotten
was
it.
opposed to casino gambling
I
before,
promise I would've
during,
gotten it.
and after. And that's not, I'm not going to be bought by anybody.
I promise, if I wanted it, I would have gotten it.
No way, Ben.
Believe me.
Nope.
I know my people.
Not even possible.
I know my people. I'm going to do the right thing.
You got, according to to what you said on one of the talk shows, you got Hillary Clinton to go to your wedding because
true.
you gave her money.
True.
Maybe it works for Hillary Clinton. It doesn't work
Jeff,
for anybody on this stage.
I was a businessman. I got along with Clinton. I got along with everybody.
Yeah.
That was my job, to get along with people.
But the
I didn't
simple
want
fact
to.
is,
excuse me. 1 second.
No.
I
The
didn't
simple
want
fact
to.
is,
Jeff,
Donald,
oh,
you
good.
cannot take
more energy tonight. I like that. And I did a damn good job in doing it. Go ahead.
So, he supports Pelosi. He supports Schumer. He supports Clinton.
Got along with everybody.
And he
Bush, Mr. Trump has suggested that your views on immigration are influenced by your Mexican-born wife. He said that, quote, if my wife were from Mexico, I think I would have a soft spot for people from Mexico. Did Mr. Trump go too far in invoking your wife?
He did. He did.
Bad blood between Donald Trump and his former Republican primary rival, Jeb Bush. Well, that is not stopping Governor Bush's own blood from endorsing the Republican nominee. Jeb Bush's oldest son, George P. Bush, is begrudgingly urging Republicans in his home state to support Trump. The Texas Land Commissioner says it's time to unify.
And I'm very close to China. I have the biggest bank in the world as a tenant of mine in New York. The biggest in the world, a Chinese bank. Don't worry about that, baby. I love babies, so. I love babies. I hear that baby crying. I like it.
What a baby. What a beautiful baby. Don't worry, don't worry. The mom's running around like, don't worry about it, you know. It's young and beautiful and healthy, and that's what we want. Okay, but look. Actually, I was only kidding. You can get the baby out of here. That's all right. Don't worry. I think she really believed me that I love having a baby crying while I'm speaking. That's okay. People don't understand. That's okay.
Sometimes it does feel, John, like Donald Trump's campaign is being run by a 12-year-old.
Mom? The Donald Trump campaign is relying on 12-year-old Weston Eimer.
Whoever the hell bought this mic system, don't pay the son of a bitch to put it in, I'll tell you. You shouldn't pay the best, sir. But you're not going to raise that fucking price, you understand? Listen, you motherfuckers, we can actually
What kind of people do we have running for office?
And I'm telling you, I was there during the Michigan primary, and he went there in front of the Ford, and he said, I'm telling you right now, they moved this factory to Mexico. I'm putting the tariff on the cars, and that's it. And it was music to people's ears, and more people in Michigan, in the Michigan primary, voted Republican than Democrat in the primary this year.
Total bullshit, okay? Bullshit.
Donald.
Told me you were here. You look great.
Mwah. Thank you very much. Donald owns this restaurant. This is my friend Mike McNeil.
Hey, listen, are you bagging her?
Huh?
Are you?
No, we just met.
Well, call me, Liz.
Oh, sure. Thanks.
Cruz, it's hard for me to say anything bad about Cruz because he says such good things about me. He's always saying I'm amazing. So I'll save that for when he gets nasty, because I mean, at some point he's going to have to get nasty, right? But he's been very nice to me. No, he's been nice, and I've been nice to him, and I like him. But he's been nice. But, you know, at some point he won't be probably, because, you know, if it's down to the two of us, he's not going to be nice. I understand that, so then we can do what I like to do best, okay?
Disagree with him on that. That's a matter of principle, and I'll tell you.
Biggest liar. You probably are worse than Jeb Bush. You are the single biggest liar. All right. This guy will say anything. Nasty guy. Now I know why he doesn't have one endorsement from any of his colleagues.
All right, John, I get to respond.
Pick from the buffet there.
He's a nasty guy.
What's the favorite thing you have in common with your father?
Either real estate or golf.
Donald, with your daughter?
Well, I was going to say sex, but I can't relate that. Beauties of the world, according to everybody, and I helped create her.
Who?
Ivanka. My daughter, Ivanka.
Yeah.
She's 6 feet tall. She's got the best body.
Yeah, she's hot.
She made a lot of money as a model, a tremendous amount, and then she went cold turkey and gave it all up because she had to go to college, because I wanted her to go to college. If Ivanka weren't my daughter, perhaps I'd be dating her. You know?
Stop it. Oh, it's so weird. Stop.
You know what? You are.
I'm really rich. I'll show you that in a second. And by the way, I'm not even saying that in a braggadocio. That's the kind of mindset, that's the kind of thinking you need for this country. Part of the beauty of me is that I'm very rich. So if I need 600 million, I can put up 600 million myself. That's a huge advantage. And I have assets, big accounting firm, one of the most highly respected, $9,240 million.
Hey, Donald, listen, it's 50 cents to open. Okay, here's a news flash. You're rich, all right?
And I didn't get rich by throwing away quarters. All right, okay.
Donald Trump happens to have the most trash of any grouch in the world.
Yeah, he's loaded with trash.
His name is on every piece of trash in town.
Yeah.
Oh.
Grump.
Who's got more trash than anyone does?
Grump, grump, grump. Who has the best rubbish and scuzz?
Grump, grump, grump. He's got so much trash it spills out of his can.
And that is why we are his biggest fans.
Oh, he's coming. Here he comes.
Who's
got more trash than any of yous? Grump, grump, grump. Who has the finest garbage and goo? Grump, grump, grump. That's right. His trash is more trashy.
It's fisting the most.
No wonder that Grump can't handle our blows. Whose name equals trash to you and to me? Who do you wish you all could grouchiest. I'm the grouchiest. I'm Donald Grump, and I have more trash than all of you. So, yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah.
You see, in the good old days, law enforcement acted a lot quicker than this. A lot quicker. In the good old days, they'd rip him out of that seat so fast. But today, everybody's politically correct. Our country's going to hell with being politically correct. Going to hell.
Written by a nice reporter. Now the poor guy, you got to see this guy. Oh, I don't know what I said. I don't remember. He's going like, I don't remember. Oh, maybe that's what I said. This is 14 years ago. They didn't do a retraction.
That reporter he is talking about is Serge Kovaleski, who now works for the New York Times.
Back there, darling. Who's protesting? Anybody? Oh, get out of here. Knock the crap out of him, would you? Seriously. Okay? Just knock the hell. I promise you, I will pay for the legal fees. I promise. I promise. There won't be so much because the courts agree with us, too, what's going on in this country. So, over the last period of time,